would you do if you had octuplets?
Now, do I actually give birth to the octuplets, or am I just the father of the octuplets? Let's assume that it's the latter. I would go buy a lot of diapers. A lot of diapers. Maybe I could sell a couple of them. Is there a market for babies?
What do you think of the movie Clueless? Seriously.
I actually, honestly haven't seen Clueless since it was released in the theater. And I remember thinking it was a really good movie at the time. So I guess I'm going to add that to my Netflix.
Know any vegan/veggie home remedies to get over the flu fast?
Drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, and take like a daily vitamin just so that you make sure that you have everything.
How did you exactly meet the other guys in AFI?
I was playing a show in October of 1994 in the area where I grew up, and I was playing in the opening band, and AFI was the headliner of the show.
Who do you think would win in a physical fight, and who would win in a psychological fight? You, Davey, Adam, Jade, Fritch, or Smith?
Okay, a physical fight, definitely Smith. He would pull, even if we were all naked, which is, don't picture it, but he would somehow manage to pull a knife out of somewhere, like it's just part of him. And a psychological fight, Fritch would definitely lay waste to everyone. I don't know how he would do it, but he would do it. I feel like that's actually happened already.
Are there any songs that other people made that you wish you wrote?
Yes. The entire Beatles catalog, for starters.
Do you remember your first show when you started playing with AFI?
Yes, the first show that I played with AFI was in Grass Valley, where I grew up, on April 26th, 1997. And I remember that I was fairly nervous because all of my friends and my family were there.
If you could live as another person for one day, a real person or a character from a book or movie, who would you be?
Okay, I think I would be Bruce Lee, but only if he's alive. So, like an alive version of Bruce Lee would be pretty awesome.
I was wondering, what advice would you give to an aspiring musician?
My advice to you is to get out and play. Sure, you need to practice, and it's important to be good at what you're doing, but there's no greater way to just jump into it than to just jump into it.
Who would win a fight, a shark or a bear?
Okay, it totally depends on where the fight is taking place. If it's underwater, then the shark obviously wins, and if it's on land, then the bear obviously wins. If it's in space, they both die.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
What do you mean? African or European swallow?
If you could choose any fictional society to live in, what would it be and why?
Okay, I would live on the planet Tatooine from Star Wars, because, check it out, even though there's the Sarlacc pit, I think bands start, the key bands start their careers on Tatooine. Cantina Band and the other band from Jabba's Palace, Max Rebo and Cy Snoodles' band.
What is the craziest dream you've ever had?
Okay, one time I had a dream that I was rowing in a canoe, or maybe a gondola, with Joe Perry, the guitarist from Aerosmith.
Given the opportunity of creating a one-night concert of any band's past, present, or future, who would be the opening band, and who would you choose as the headliner?
The opening band would be Jawbreaker. In the support slot, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And in the headlining spot, Chocolate Nail Gun, the band of the future.
How old were you when you first heard, saw, picked up a bass, and what influenced you to learn how to play such an awesome instrument?
I don't remember how old I was when I first heard a bass or saw a bass, but probably very young. But the first time I actually picked up a bass to play was when I was a sophomore in high school. I was asked to play bass for the jazz band, and I actually didn't play bass at that time. I only played guitar. But I sort of volunteered, oh, no, I can play bass. That's no problem. I totally could do that.
Do you remember each and every one of the shows you've played on a tour right after you've gotten back home? Or does something special have to happen at a show for you to remember a certain show?
Usually, okay, I remember really great shows, and I remember really horrible shows. And the ones that sort of fall in the middle all blend together. So I remember shows like my birthday show in Sweden. And I remember shows where I broke a limb. I remember shows where I fall off the stage or burn my arm.
If there is triangular, rectangular, and circular, why isn't there squareular?
The reason is because the suffix ular turns a noun into an adjective. Circular turns a circle into something that describes a circle. So square actually acts as a noun and an adjective, so that's why there's no squareular. It would look like a giant shoe